Hi, this is Dan with Invest Rent to Own, and this is an article review on a recent Forbes article about real estate market predictions for 2022. I was honestly pretty disappointed with this particular article. It said that it interviewed 15 real estate professionals and it talks about their predictions for 2022 and beyond. Honestly, of the 15 people that they talked to, only one talked about a future forecast. So there's a lot of fluff, in my opinion, and it's a little bit of a bait and switch on this particular article. But there are a few good tidbits. First thing that it talks about is Fintech. I honestly have no idea what Fintech is, but the idea behind Fintech is that it's financial technology, and it's hopefully going to make it easier for us to do a lot of financial transactions, whether that's getting loans, or whether that's managing your finances, but there's nothing really tangible in that prediction there, Fintech. The second is about increasing complexity of zoning. This has always been a trend, so I don't think that this is a new trend at all. There's always been an increase in bureaucracy, and it's always important to stay on top of that. For the majority of real estate professionals out there, this really won't mean a hill of beans. This is important for builders so that they can keep on track with any local zoning thing. I don't know if you've been in a hole or not, but there's clearly been a rise in natural disasters, whether it's hurricanes or fires. And it seems to be correlated with global warming. I'm not saying that we as humans are causing global warming, but clearly the evidence is out there that the planet is warming, and so that's got an effect on weather patterns. So you might want to consider the areas that you are investing or plan appropriately with the right amount of insurance. I think that that's a fair put. Number 4 is about secondary market revitalization. I'm not sure exactly what the code here is about secondary markets, but I do think that there's always good opportunities in redeveloped older neighborhoods. It's very clear that we have an undersupply of houses, and so the best place to look, and we have a difficulty in supply chain of building new houses, so it's always a great opportunity to look for areas of older housing that need revitalization. Pay attention to your local trends and your local urban planning and what they're planning on doing. That's how you know how to get more smart homes. I don't think that there's anything that is all that new with this idea. One thing that I think is, if you're forward-leaning, I could tell 10 years ago or so that YouTube was going to definitely serve the real estate market with video walkthroughs. I think that the same thing is true of 3D visual technology. It's going to be somewhat comparative to that. Number 6, third-party owner reps. Again, I don't think this is something that you need to pay attention to unless you're a builder. Mixed-use zoning. I think that this is likely a trend going forward. Again, as it is more expensive to build, then there will be ways that they will want to put asset classes together, especially if you're talking about revitalization, mixed use, having residential along with commercial in the same buildings. That's a positive trend going forward. Again, more focused on builders. More property tech innovation, I think that's a repeat of the earlier thought. Virtual tours, same thing. A boom in auction sites. This is something that I actually personally have experience with. I use auction sites very frequently in purchasing. I see that it's a great benefit to investors. I see how it can turn inventory quicker. So I would agree that this is something that you need to pay attention to if you're in the single-family auction and foreclosure business. Trade-ups for first-time buyers. I haven't exactly seen this trend myself, but they're talking about here that first-time home buyers potentially turning up to higher properties. I haven't seen that myself. Digital currency for real estate transactions. Yeah, I guess that this might be a thing, but I'm not exactly sure why it's a big market indicator. Yes, potentially we'll be talking about Bitcoin purchases of houses, but I'm not sure why that drives a trend at all. It's just another medium of value, so Cash-only deals, yeah, I think we'll see more cash-only deals. This particular thing talks about a concern of having real estate commissions lost as a result of cash-only sales. I don't know exactly. Higher customer service expectations. This is more about multifamily and commercial real estate, where those tenants will have a higher expectation and an easier way of apps or way to pay, that kind of thing. I'm sure that that's the case. I've been seeing that in my multifamily properties. The easier it is for someone to pay you, the more likely you'll get paid. And lastly, what they actually touted in their headline. What is the predictions for 2022? Well, this says that the market will continue to cool off over the next 3 years. I'm not sure if I fully agree with this. I agree as you get farther and farther out there, inflation will tend to rise interest rates, and higher interest rates tend to put a downward pressure on purchase prices or home values. However, I think that the stronger supply-demand concern here is not driven by interest rates as much as it is by the overall supply and demand of houses. Demanding is way up because of millennials, and supply is way down because of lack of building in the last decade. So I think that that's going to overshadow the interest rate market, very much like in the 1960s. We had very high interest rates, but we had very high real estate because the baby boomers were buying houses at that point in time and raising families. So I think that will drive the overall market, not the interest rates. I hope you got something out of today's review of this Forbes article. I didn't think it was all that great of an article. It is current. It was November 3rd is when it came out. So hopefully it gives you some idea of where, what I ultimately think is if you have 15 experts and none of them can guess which way it's going to go, it's because they don't know. They don't know. Everyone predicted that real estate was going to crash in 2021, and guess what? It did not. It went up awesomely. So I think that they're just gun shy in making a prediction. I think that we won't have as hot of a real estate market in 2021 or in 2022 as we did in 2021. I think that it will be still hot, but not burning hot. It will be still a great place to invest your hard-earned dollars. Again, this is Dan with Invest Rest to Own. If you like this, please click on the like and subscribe to me below.